Hello and good Monday morning to you, my bamboozled ring-tailed lemurs of coconut mango parfait floats. Coffee cheers to you. It is I, Hallie, with this week's weekly reading book review. It's Monday morning. This is my one constant of the week, is our Monday's weekly reading book review. So glad you're here. Pour yourself a cup of coffee if you'd like to know about the very eclectic mix of books I read once again this week. And then I'll show you the book I'm reading and the books I may or may not read next. Cool? Okay. Coffee cheers, here we go. The first one I finished was Before We Say Goodbye, part of the Tales from the Cafe series by Kawaguchi, and loved it. It's great. They're sad, they're sweet, there's a ghost, there's a cafe, there is love and loss and emotions. That's all you need to know. Also, this is number 4 in the series. It's gonna look gorgeous up on my shelf with the other 3, and number 5 comes out in November. So, pretty books. Okay, the next one I loved. I loved. Did I mention I love it? This is The International House of Dereliction by Jacqueline Davies. This is middle grade. It shan't take you that long to read, and I absolutely adored it. Things from a writing craft perspective I loved is that she planted all the little seeds that came together beautifully. It was surprising. It was not formulaic, but it was absolutely, what's the word? Satisfying. There's a better word for that, but so good. So, only child, just like me. And her kooky parents live on a old small college campus, and they're always moving them around to different houses because her dad repairs everything. And so as soon as the house is repaired, the college can use it and moves them to another derelict house. And this one, they're like, enough's enough. We're living like this. It's awful. And they just live without indoor plumbing and everything else, or cold water, whatever. So, that's backstory. The fact is, next door to their house is a crumbling mansion, and there may or may not be ghosts inside. And so our protagonist starts fixing it herself and has to send them to the afterlife, these ghosts, and solve why they're still here. And it was just wonderful. Like, so much story packed into a smallish tome, and I adored it. Absolutely adored it. International House of Dereliction, Jacqueline Davies. If you like middle grade, if you like ghost stories, if you like mysteries, if you like autonomous kids who solve things, brilliant. Cool? Okay, I think I recommended that one enough too. Cool. The next one, I finally finished this graphic novel, Continental Drifter by Kathy MacLeod? I don't know how I say that. There's a bunch of vowels. This is a half Thai, half American girl who goes to Maine for the summer. She's looking forward to it, but camp doesn't really meet her expectations of getting to be her full self, and she can't decide where her full self is. And so there's all the middle school emotions of identity and friendship and belonging and all of that. So it was good. It was well done. Everyone relates to books differently, so you will probably take something away from this differently than I did, and really enjoyed that one. Cool. Okay, next one. Now for something completely different, as I say. This was Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung. Okay, first of all, let us take a moment to admire the wacky, beautiful layout. But here's what's sold me, guys. Deckled edges. Let's look again. Deckled edges. Also, it's nice and taller than your average, different ratio there. And also cool, the name of the book is at the bottom, and your page numbers, both of them, are on the right-hand side. It's just one of those things that makes me love it all the more. Oh, also, French flaps. Fancy. Okay, and a nice matte cover. Okay, so this is grown-up horror. It was a lot, a little gross, but so many twists and turns. It was short stories, which you're page turning because it's easy to read and you want to know what happens, and you get sucked in, and then you kind of have like a book hangover after every story because you have to like readjust to reality and what just happened, and then you dive into another one that's like what just happened. And so it was amazing and a quick read, and I totally bought her next one called Your Utopia. That is, I needed to get it before they, heavens forbid, change the book design, so I have a matching one, also with deckled edges. It's yellow and has a robot on it. Anyway, so if you like what I likened it to when I was trying to explain it to a friend was Angela Carter's The Bloody Tower and Edgar Allan Poe. So a little gruesome, but also contemporary fairy tales and wacky. So read as caution if you need to, but enjoyed that one for all the oddities. Cool. And the book design. Okay. I'm also on a good old-fashioned rewatch of season 2 of Pushing Daisies because that's who I am. And currently reading, this is the conclusion to the trilogy of Children of Blood and Bone. This is Children of Anguish and Anarchy, and my copy came personalized and signed by the one and only Tomi Adeyemi from Books of Wonder. And there's 4 perspectives, like 4 POV, different characters so far. I don't know if it changes. First time reading it. Ooh, also, look at that shiny cover. Lovely. Also, okay, did we also see the painted spine? So beautiful. The pages, gorgeous African design there. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of action. There's a lot of violence so far, and war and bad guys and rebellions and anguish and anarchy. So we're working on that, trying to take our time to make sure we're aware of who's talking in each chapter. The chapters are like 2.5 pages, and so they're super short, and so you're changing POV a lot. So it's fast paced, but again, when there's a lot of action, I have to make sure I'm not missing anything. So I'm reading that at the right pace. Okay. Cool. Next, I hope to read this one, middle grade. I wanted to read it right after International House of Dereliction, but I thought I'd put some other genres in between. Again, middle grade, so appropriate for all ages. This is Wicked Marigold by Caroline Carlson. Yeah, I'm so excited. It's like backwards. Again, it's a non-fairy tale. It's defying expectations of fairy tales. It's a backwards fairy tale. There's probably a different word for that. And I realize I'm furrowing my eyebrows too often. So I'm looking forward to this one. Can't wait. And then this one has just been sitting on my shelf forever. But you know, I'm a theater nerd, most as best I can. It's also South Carolina New Play Festival this week, so I'll be to see a few shows. But this is Putting It Together. Stephen Sondheim, how he created Sunday in the Park with George. So it's all the behind the scenes, getting the show written and produced. And then I think it's just the book in the back of the script. I can't say as I've ever seen it, but I am familiar with the painting and George Seurat and Mandy Patinkin, and that's what I know. So, and you know, I love behind the scenes nerdiness of how creative things get made. So I want to read that. But in the meantime, we're going to be in the studio, or at least on the couch, sketching some fan art for a book I read a couple weeks ago that I hinted I need to make some fan art for, because I'm in between deadlines right now. So coffee cheers to you and to me, and I hope you have a most marvelous week. Let me know what stories you're reading, loving, enjoying, and we'll be in touch with more books and art and stories and happy things soon. Cool? Okay, bye. Mwah!